Hello and welcome to Hey, I Loved That Movie, the podcast where we rewatch the films we loved when we were younger to see if they still hold up. I'm Dan.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Helena.
And for this episode, we watched Shanghai Noon. Cowboy music.
Cowboy. Yeah, I'm sure it had like the cowboy music. I don't know.
Oh, it's got ZZ Top in it. That was good.
That's it. It's got weird music.
Yeah, this film. I'm pretty sure this is one where it was like a definite rented from Blockbuster, seen it once vibes from this
What?
for me. I'm sure I've only seen it the once.
I'd never seen this.
I have seen this film an uncountable amount of times.
Why?
I love this film. I love pretty much anything most things Jackie Chan has made. He's a great. It's really funny. It's really entertaining. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I like rewatching this. I had a real good time watching this. I'm feeling positive about this one. I really enjoyed this. Like,
By your tone, Helena, I feel like you disagree. I feel like that why is a why of disagreement.
I wasn't mad about the depiction of the Native Americans.
Oh yeah, no, the film's fucked.
Yeah, I don't know. I must admit, it's had absolutely no staying power for me whatsoever. And I also don't really like Owen Wilson.
No, that's fair.
He's one of those guys that always irks me. I hate his stupid nose.
I remember this. We've been through this with.
oh yeah, when we did
With
Zoolander,
Zoolander.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate his stupid face and his stupid nose. And
And the way he
yeah,
says,
I
"Wow."
don't know. I just thought I don't know. It was quite funny, but it's not stuck with me at all.
Yeah. I don't know if it is nostalgia for me or if it is just a good film. I can't tell.
I mean, I've only seen it the once, and I really enjoyed it. So
We should explain what this film is.
yeah,
It is it's a Western martial arts buddy cop movie starring Owen Wilson as a cowboy and Jackie Chan as
Imperial Guard.
an Imperial Guard. Yeah, the straight man.
yeah, from China. Because this is set in
He's not a
1881. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a good Imperial Guard. He's kind of a bit crap.
He's kind of there because he's the nephew of the translator, essentially.
Yeah, he's
Oh, the princess, which is Lucy Liu.
again brilliant in this. Fucking insane cast again. Here we are again with the mad castings.
So Lucy Liu wants to escape the regime because she is going to be married off, and she doesn't want to marry this pretty awful-looking bloke. Does the traditional way of he's depicted as horrible because he eats muckily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just shoves the whole thing in, kind of. Yeah.
But she gets tricked by what was his name? Foss.
Yeah.
I didn't really keep track of names in this.
No names don't matter. But the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bad guy tricks her, and she's actually she's kidnapped and held to ransom, and they're going to not only they've managed to get her away from the regime, but now they're ransoming her for a serious amount of gold.
Yeah,
And
like
the Imperial Guard is sent to retrieve her.
100,000 gold in 1881 is a fucking lot. Like, so yeah, she's flees to America, and they've been left a note that says to bring the 100,000 gold to Nevada, or the princess will die in 2 months' time. And then there's the best of the best, the chosen to go. But because Jackie Chan was there when she left, and she dropped a book, he's like, nope, I'm going to. Like,
He definitely has a big crush on her as well.
yeah.
Yeah. He's the only one that respects her though. Her decision making as a person and not as a princess. It's great.
Yeah, because everyone else just sees her as a princess who must be worshipped. And he's like, oh, but she wanted to go.
I mean, at the start, he only treats her as a princess who must be.
Oh yeah,
respected.
but he is the only one.
That's his arc, is that he learns that being it's weird considering like Jackie Chan's personal philosophy, which we don't have to go into, but
Nope.
It's weirdly anti authority, anti Chinese government or government.
Yeah. But yeah, so they go to America. They're on like a train, and this is where we meet Owen Wilson's character, who is, I've forgotten his character's name.
I think it's Rob something.
O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes by. He's like
All of my notes just say Owen Wilson. So
yeah, he's a bank robber, outlaw type.
He's an outlaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a group. He's got a new guy in the group, which is played by Walton Goggins, who is just great.
Who is so yeah, they go on the train to try and like rob it. This is where you're like learning all the characters, all the personal stuff. Where they get on the train to rob it. They've got a new guy in the gang, in his posse, who is like crazy trigger happy. Owen Wilson's like, where do you get him? He says Texas. Which is such a mean dig because Owen Wilson is from Texas.
Yes.
I feel like they had so much fun making this film.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
like a lot of it, I reckon, was great improv. Like, especially considering when you get these sort of early 2000s Jackie Chan films where the credits are the bloopers, you're like, yeah, this looks like a great time.
Most of it's improv.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learn that Owen Wilson's character has the rule of he's a noble criminal.
Yeah.
He doesn't steal from... Yeah, they don't steal from women, bloody blah.
But they do put a fuck ton of dynamite on a safe to try and blow it up.
Yeah, this is the same train that like Jackie Chan characters are on. The sort of head Imperial Guard gets shot.
Yeah, he's like the translator, I think. He's the one who...
And that's also Jackie Chan's uncle.
Yeah.
Yes.
But not the uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures. Different uncle.
Who's just
good
called uncle.
Yeah.
From what I remember, there's a really good fight scene on the train.
Yeah, the fight scene... because Jackie Chan's trying to like get across the top while they're all shooting at him. And then he ends up stuck in the same carriage as because the cowboys don't know about all the gold. They're just trying to rob the safe.
Yeah.
And Jackie Chan ends up like putting all the dynamite under the safe and hiding. So instead of blowing the safe open, it blows it out the side of the train and just into a river.
Yeah. My memory's like a little fuzzy. I understand what you mean, Hannah, when you say this film has no staying power. Because outside of like 5 scenes, you're right.
Yeah, I remember like the plot fairly clearly because the plot is not complicated.
No, not at all.
But I could specifics absolutely gone.
Yeah.
I can't remember what most of these people even look like.
Yeah. Well,
Outside
one of them's Jackie
I
Chan.
know what Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson, and Lucy Liu look like, but not because of this film.
No, not at all.
Especially not Lucy Liu, because fantastic actress. She's not fucking in the film. She's barely in it.
She is barely in it. She's good in it, though. She is good in it, though.
She's fine, but
yeah,
she's very much a Mary Sue character. Like, she doesn't do anything. She just makes a bad call, and then that's it. Like,
yeah, she is very much kind of a lampshade in a dress. But yeah, so the whole time of like Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan are happening, you learn that Lucy Liu is in like essentially a slave camp.
Yeah, all the Chinese immigrants that have escaped and thought that they were being freed are essentially working on like a railroad.
Yeah.
Is this a thing that happened, by the way? I
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's like an actual part of history.
I thought it might be, but then I was like, would they be taking the piss out of it if it was? But then I was like, yeah, probably.
I don't think because nothing funny happens in those scenes.
Yeah,
like those are really. Now I think about it, those like the like work yard scenes are really like stark and depressing.
Yeah, they're all really quite serious. There's no sort of jokes about it all.
Yeah, but like the other film, see, the rest of the film's really like happy and bright, and then it gets where it's like this is bleak. This is like a really bleak part of the film. I didn't really think about that until now.
Yeah, no, I suppose it's for what it is as a film and what you'd expect. It handles that fairly delicately.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, impressive.
Yeah.
Or at least surprising.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's there and is trying to is forced into working and is trying to, like, tell nobody that she's the Emperor's daughter.
So she's at first she's just sort of held there, but
Mm.
she's being really obstinate and she doesn't want to. I think he kind of wants to marry her or something.
Yeah.
Right? And it's all very creepy. And he's like, no, and then he's like, well, if you're not going to eat, if you're not going to do this or that, like, then you might as well work.
Mm. And she starts working, and she's like, wants no one to notice who she is, because it will draw attention. And he threatens her. Then again, it's really bleak. He threatens her and says, if you run away every day, I'll kill another.
Every hour.
Every hour,
Yeah,
I'll kill
every hour
another.
he'll kill one of them. Yeah.
Jesus, dude, chill out. And then it cuts to like Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson having a good time.
Well, it cuts from that to
really
Owen
weird.
Wilson like laying around in bed with some prostitutes, but his ear hurts, and then you realise that he's actually just buried neck deep and he's being attacked by vultures.
Yes, that did make me laugh. So we're in this sort of fantasy of Owen Wilson in surrounded by prozzies, and one of them starts like nibbling his ear playfully, and he's like, "Ow, stop that! Ow, stop that!" That did make me laugh. I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, because
it's actually a bird.
The rest of the gang members that wanted to get rid of him have just like buried him up to his neck in sand, and then Jackie Chan just gives him some chopsticks, and he like asks for the directions to Carson City, and then just gives him chopsticks. He's like, dig your way out.
Yeah.
And shockingly, Owen Wilson did not give him good directions.
No, he didn't give him bad directions. He gave him wrong directions.
So off he goes to what he thinks is Carson City, but he actually goes on to some native land.
Yeah, he sort of passes through some mountains and then ends up with some like there's some natives that are attacking this other like Native American kid. Yeah. And Jackie, the fight, that sort of fight scene was real good. I love the bit where Jackie throws the tomahawks and then the natives just catch them, and he's just like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, it is fun when it's like Jackie Chan against other people that can fight good.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And he uses a tree quite a bit in this fight scene as well. He's just like,
there's lots of skinny trees whacking.
Yeah, yeah, it's real good use of the environment.
But it is, I would say, the treatment of the Native Americans in this are not treated respectfully, or delicately, and it lets the side down a little bit, because it's one of those ones where it's like, come on, you must be aware of how like Chinese culture gets represented in movies, and it must piss you off, and then you go and do the exact same thing.
Yeah, this film is incredibly 2000s in both good and bad, in both like the extremes of good and bad. Like, it is wildly brain-numbingly entertaining, but also not good.
Yeah,
a lot of
it's
it
a bit
not
oof.
good.
Yeah,
it's a bit oof.
Yeah. So while he's with the natives, Jackie gets married.
So he gets high.
Yeah.
Like they have it looks like a bong, like it's got water. It's like a water pipe kind of thing, and he gets high and drunk or whatever, and ends up this. Crush of my husband's, turns out.
Yeah.
He always always thought she was very pretty.
I mean,
I'm not jealous. It's fine.
That's the real reason you hate this film.
Obviously, yeah.
This was the only film she ever did, by the way.
Yeah, I read that. She's never been in any other movie, but she is I think she's like a horse trainer or something like that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, it might have been like martial arts or something, or
no, I think she was like a horse.
Yeah.
Horse rider.
Yeah,
she was a horse.
I
really good makeup in this film.
I did so because of getting married, Jackie gets a horse, and I do like the bit where he's trying to like park the horse, and he makes a noise, and the horse just sits down.
Yeah,
the horse is very well trained.
Yeah, but it's so weird because I've never seen a horse sit like that before.
Yeah,
so
it's
weird,
isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really weird. It's really weird. Yeah, so he gets out. He gets away from them. Goes to find.
He thinks he's in Carson City, but he's not. He's in a different town. And when he enters the saloon, he notices that Owen Wilson's there.
Yes, after he tells his horse to sit.
And then it turns out Owen Wilson's playing poker, and he's got some like cheat cards up his sleeve, and it ends up starting just like a full-on like
the amazing bar
brawl, which was great. To Lagrange by ZZ Top, which was like I guess an odd choice, but it suits it really well. Like it's a great bar brawl scene.
The music choice in this film, you don't realize how odd it is until you look it up.
Yeah,
You're like, was that the music? Was that by ZZ Top?
Yes.
But the fight scene, fucking again, Jackie Chan, good
Real
fight
good.
scenes.
Oh, he gets some antlers from like a like a
Amazing.
mounted thing on the wall, and he's just using them to fight with.
Amazingly entertaining. Also, at this point, so this film, I was looking up, this film is like riddled with references.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like almost like every character name is a reference to some Western.
Yeah, to some like real life Western stuff. Yeah.
Or like a scene, or as we'll get to later, there's a lot of scenes.
I mean,
that are like...
the very unsubtle one that I picked up on was that Jackie Chan's character is called Chun Wen.
Yeah.
Or John Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end,
that's a terrible cowboy name.
At the end, you find out that Owen Wilson's Wyatt Earp. Like they're the
really
obvious ones.
But there's loads of like little actors, like kind of famous cowboy Hollywood actor names in it and characters. It's really interesting to be like they put that much into this film.
Yeah,
considering what the film actually is.
It's just full of loads of dumb references.
I guess it's quite easy to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, incredibly, and it is like it's done really obviously, but it's why there's so many like weird pauses in the film because they say a name and it's like, oh,
inevitably followed by, and that's not a very good cowboy name.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous cowboy name, which is amazing, great every time. I'm sure I missed nearly all of them, but I don't know.
So the scene, my favourite scene, I can't remember when it happens in the film, but when Owen and Jackie Chan are friends again, and they go to the brothel and have a bath together.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a really good scene.
Wildly drunk, and
they do a drinking game. Oh yeah, so that scene was meant to have a fight scene in it. It was meant to have like a really big, complicated fight scene because the director wanted to reference one of Jackie Chan's first films.
Yeah, it was meant to be like a Drunken Master one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't have time to like choreograph an entire fight scene. So when he puts his head under the water and blows bubbles, that's from Drunken Master.
Oh, okay.
Like they really put a lot of effort into being like, this is a celebration of all of these kinds of... Because when you think about this film, it is incredibly weird that it was made. Because it's a kung fu, sort of wuxia...
It's a very strange crossover.
Yeah, but it works really well. Like, it's like a kung fu cowboy movie. And I wish they did more of them that were like this style of like, it's not taking itself at all seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt very much by the end of it like one was enough.
Wait till you hear about Shanghai Nights.
Yeah, I know that I've seen Shanghai Nights, but I have no memories of it. I'm quite excited to watch that one again.
I assumed that they made a film called Shanghai Night, and that was a pun on night, as in armor. And then they made the sequel to that, Shanghai Nights, sort of Alien style, but is it just the one film?
Yeah. But it's set in London. It's really good, but I believe it's set in like Victorian London or Edwardian London.
Brilliant.
Incredible.
That couldn't possibly go wrong.
It's really good. Because it's a cow. We'll get onto that.
We'll get to that. Until then, so just before the bath scene is when they get to Carson City because they're in prison. They get broken out with a mixture of balls and a piss shirt.
The prison scene also fucking incredible.
They spent ages like busting themselves out, only to then have the door of their jail cell ripped open by his wife.
Yeah.
Yep. And then brilliant line when Jackie Chan says, "Oh, that's my wife," and Owen was like, "How long have you been in this country?"
It's like 4 days.
4 days. Wow, brilliant.
Yeah, and then they're kind of training Jackie how to be a cowboy, like training him with guns and stuff. Yeah. That was a pretty fun scene. And then they end up they get to Carson City, and they find that they're both wanted.
I just remembered the phrase "piss shirt bend bar."
Yeah,
which is brilliant. Also, during that montage, it's like dumb. I assume all of it is improvised.
Yeah, it must be
because it's just them being stupid. But then it cuts to Owen Wilson talking to Jackie Chan's wife. And he's just like saying how better of a man he is. And like I'm 100% sure that was improvised.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame Owen Wilson's character for being sweet on the wife. She's like I think, one of the more interesting characters.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just the fact that, like, they clearly just told Owen Wilson to be funny and then just filmed for, like, an hour.
Yeah. Like, okay, go.
Also, I also like when Jackie Chan's piss rag runs out of piss. The shirt's too dry and he has to get Owen Wilson to piss on it.
Yeah.
And he, like, starts massaging his shoulders. And you're sort of expecting him to be like, oh, no, don't do that. But instead he's like, oh, yeah, that's helping. That actually did cut me up quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's just brilliant. The prison escape is brilliant. The little montage is incredibly stupid because Owen Wilson can't hit a shot.
No, he's missing
he
every time.
Cannot hit anything. Misses every single shot.
Yeah, I could. Is the gun bad or is he bad? I couldn't quite work out.
I think he's bad.
Yeah, because he's got his own like custom guns with his name on. I think.
Do you think they were fucked when they were made?
Probably. He probably got them done cheaply.
Yeah.
The barrel's slightly bent.
They're just out of misaligned.
Yeah, it's because someone punched it when it was younger and it healed wrong.
But yeah, those are great. Yeah, and then they get to
Kansas City and they find wanted posters.
Yeah, and they end up getting in a fight with the marshal, and Jackie ends up using a horseshoe on a rope for a weapon.
Yes, that is a meteor hammer.
Apparently, it was really difficult because they couldn't use fake horseshoes didn't have enough weight. But Jackie was like, "I'm not using real horseshoes because if I hit someone, it's gonna hurt."
Yes. So hey, little martial art film fanboy over here. That weapon is called a meteor hammer. A long rope with something heavy on the end.
Yeah.
Like soap in a sock.
Kind of, yeah, but like a really long thing. The idea is that it's a training tool to get accuracy.
Yeah.
Because you're meant to swing it and then throw it at like 1 second, like accurately. It is used a lot in films. It is really hard to use in films because you can't use it lightly. You can't throw it lightly at someone.
Yeah, because
you have to do it at full force. Yeah, you have to do it at full force. Even start you do not want to hit someone with what is essentially like a solid brick of iron.
Yeah,
swinging on a rope, going really fucking fast. So
yeah, that makes sense.
It's really hard, and it's why it's one of the weirder fight scenes because they have to like cut before it hits someone, and you have to show Jackie Chan throwing it, and then it cuts away to it hitting someone because you can't lightly use that weapon like a sword. But yeah, they run into that problem all the time. But yeah, they had to kind of fake it with a light thing.
I mean, I'm glad they did.
Yeah, it's
very dangerous.
It was a good fight scene, and I think he did the jacket thing. Was that this? Am I remembering it? I watched like a couple Jackie Chan films.
I think he does at some point. I think that's in the saloon that he does that.
Yeah, he like swaps jackets with someone. Really cool. It's like a really cool bit of like fight choreography where he like swaps jackets with someone and ties them up in it kind of at the same time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Really
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the meteor hammer scene is, I imagine, really difficult to film.
Yeah, it's really cool.
There's a weird amount of effort that's gone into this film.
Oh, it's a Jackie Chan film though. Like you watch any of his films, the fight scenes, so much effort goes into it.
Yeah.
He's apparently also like super militant about his fight scenes because for safety reasons mostly, he will, if someone isn't doing a stunt right, he will fire them on the spot because it is a matter of like if they fuck up, they could hurt themselves and everyone else.
Yeah. Like better to get someone else that can do it properly.
Yeah, he has like one of the best like stunt teams in the world working
because
for
he
him.
fires all the shit ones.
Pretty much, like you only end up with the good ones at that point. And his car. Have you seen many Jackie Chan films, like
Only
old ones?
for the pod.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple more, but it's been a while.
His fight scenes are incredible. They
I've
are
seen a lot
so.
of the Jackie Chan adventures.
I think I've seen a lot of the fight scenes in the Corridor Crew videos where they react to them.
Yeah, they're really, really unique in terms of like film. They're not unique now because other people have tried to copy him.
Yeah,
but in terms of like everything around him gets used.
Yeah, the environment being used in the fights is just what makes it more interesting instead of just being punching each other.
punchy.
Yeah.
He
And it's
didn't do that thing where he has something he has to hold, and then
he
he has to
didn't.
fight around it. That,
That
didn't come
didn't
up in this
happen
film,
in
and I was expecting that because I was.
He does, but only a little bit towards the end, where he's holding the rope that the princess is on the other end
That's
of
true.
in the bell
Down
tower.
the
Yeah.
rope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's after.
That came up in that other one we did, the tuxedo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bug
It
in
is
a
Bug.
person's
Yeah.
mouth.
It was a water strider.
A water strider. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Water strider.
Do you now understand why the fight scenes in Tuxedo were so depressed, like so just irritating? Because like this is Jackie Chan, not even at his peak. This is Jackie Chan with none of the like CGI restrictions.
Yeah.
It's so much better to just let him do the fight scenes and be funny about it and be
just to have-
slapstick. Because
have full on great choreography of everything. Yeah.
and it's straight up slapstick.
Yeah.
Like he punches stuff and like shakes his hand and goes ooh, like it. Other than like no other fight scene really does this. He looks like he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Like he does stuff and goes how. It's great.
Hmm.
It's okay.
I know it's. I will not stand for that. Jackie Chan fight scenes are incredible, and there's like so many little details. Like Jackie Chan is very rarely the aggressor.
Yeah, it's normally people
Like-
attacking him, and he's like just
Yeah.
using things to stop them from
Yeah,
hurting him.
and that's like a really deliberate choice he makes
Hmm.
in like every film because he never wanted to show martial arts as like an aggressive thing.
Yeah.
It's much better to use it defensively. Kind of like him for that. It also means that in his films, when he is the aggressor, it's like, oh shit kind of moment. You're like, oh no. Now he's actively trying to
They
hurt
done
you.
fucked up.
Yeah. Which is great. I'm going to keep gushing about Jackie Chan fight scenes.
We've got a few more
Yeah,
scenes to go.
I was going to say it's after this that they get drunk in the bath, but then Jackie overhears Owen talking shit and is like,
Yeah.
"I'm out," and then they both end up getting captured by the main bad guy who cuts off Jackie Chan's ponytail.
Oh yeah, he has a big long ponytail.
We completely forgot about the best part of this scene that happens at the beginning, which is the horse gets drunk.
Oh yeah.
It's just an incredibly long shot that
So,
takes
yeah, the
forever
horse
to
drinks
get
an entire
through.
bottle of whiskey, and then when Jackie Chan goes to land on his horse in the Yeehaw moment, the horse just falls over.
Yeah.
Like, was my horse
He's
dead?
like, something wrong with my horse.
Is my horse dead? Oh, it's so. The shot of the horse drinking a bottle of whiskey, because it's just like this weird, like puppet horse. Oh, it's so bizarre. That's a really well trained horse. I've got to say,
That's a neat trick,
yeah.
Yeah.
but you've got to be careful what you leave lying around.
Horse will drink your whiskey. It's so good. And yeah, they don't get away because it's not a Yeehaw moment because
Yeah.
Jackie Chan's horse is drunk.
Yeah, and they get captured. Bad guy has them, and then they end up getting taken back, and they're going to get hung in the
Hanged.
city.
Hanged.
Hanged. Yeah. Okay. But their horses are
Grammar
the.
rule.
That's the most pedantic correction anyone can ever make. Is when you say hung and they go hanged, hanged. That's the most pedantic a human can be.
Yeah, their horses
Fine,
are
I'll
the.
shut up then.
No, I was also pedantic. I
Yeah.
also corrected him. Like, you're not alone.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
remember that next time it comes up.
So they're getting hanged.
Yeah, they're getting hanged. Their horses are pulling the funeral cart, and so Jackie Chan's trying to get the horse to come towards him, but then his wife just shoots the rope. So they get
Yeah,
off.
so yeah. Which is, I think, also a reference to like an old Western thing.
Yeah.
Which is you shoot the noose. Even though that's physically impossible.
Or shooting a noose.
Yeah, it the way rope like is twirled, it just reflects a bullet off. Like a lot of people have tried it at range. You can do it close up, but like range with a rifle, it's not happening.
Interesting. I guess these were poorly spun ropes.
Yeah,
You wouldn't use your best rope for hanging, would you?
I mean, it's a dumb like Western trope. But yeah, the cart gets under them. They both escape. They have a yeehaw moment.
But then they sort of split up because Jackie's pissed off with Owen.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, you said that we weren't friends.
They
Yeah.
lied to me. Yeah.
So Jackie goes off and finds the
Finds
slave
Lucy.
camp, and he finds the
Yeah.
princess, and she's like, "I don't want to go back because I can do more for the people here while I'm here."
Yeah.
And,
Well, she's talking
if
to
she
him.
leaves, everyone
She's
else
a
will
bit
die.
revisionist of her because she actually just didn't want to marry that ugly dude.
True, but
whatever.
now I think she's like she can actually do more help. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know,
also,
it's-
God knows what will happen to her if she goes back to China.
Yeah. It is very like it is badly written. Logically, it doesn't make any sense. We'll go for that. Like it is a weird tone to take.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that because of that, like, she was going to end up doing loads of cool martial arts with them as well later, but sadly not.
And
Well,
she
no,
does.
because
cool.
she's a princess. She wouldn't be taught martial arts.
Yeah.
Like I think I can't remember if she's in the second one, but I think if she is
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
not too
second one,
sure.
I think she does martial arts in the second one. If she's in it, I don't know. Lucy Liu's been in so much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think she is.
I think she was. It's disappointing that she's used so little, though, because it would have been really cool. Because we do have that parallel that's drawn between, obviously, the native wife
Yeah.
girl and Lucy Liu. And it's like, well, the native wife girl gets all this cool badass stuff. Like, she's got this really well trained horse. She's an excellent shot. She's like great at planning on busting them out of prison. She saves the day like 3 times.
Yeah.
Whereas Lucy Liu just doesn't really do much.
She's
Except for, oh shit, don't tell people I'm the princess really
Yeah.
loudly.
She is like the damsel in distress. Like she is that trope, that Western and like martial arts film trope of the damsel in distress. Also, I don't think Lucy Liu was that big at the time.
Yeah, because it was 2000 that this came out, so
Yeah.
this was
I don't
pretty
think she
Charlie's
was, like-
Angels.
Yeah, she wasn't like huge. I think if they did this post Charlie's Angels, they'd have done more with her.
Yeah.
Because it's Lucy Liu.
And you expect her
like-
to start,
Yeah.
beating up Joey from Friends.
Whereas like
Oh,
it would be
Charlie's
weird,
Angels
isn't
came
it,
out the
Phil?
same year as this.
Busy girl.
Yeah. I mean she wasn't exactly in this a lot.
No, it's fine.
And I think Charlie's Angels did far better than this. I think if it was like Lucy Liu, they would have done a lot more with her.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
You'd like to think so.
yeah, definitely. 'Cause she's also really funny. So like, yeah, they would have definitely done more with her.
Yeah. So Jackie ends up fighting the main bad guy for a little bit, and then Owen Wilson comes to rescue him. And there's like 3 shots where a horse jumps over a really low plank of wood, and I'm like, is this meant to be impressive?
I was
Like,
No,
is this
there's a
meant
lot
to be
of
a cool
weird-
stunt? Like,
Yeah.
I did do horse riding for a bit, and I'm pretty sure I jumped over something higher. Not to like toot my
How
own
dare
horn,
you.
but
You should call Jackie Chan. He might want you as his.
Yeah.
This is
You can be the horse rider.
stunt.
I only ever rode the fattest, most miserable pony called Blackbird. It was awful. He was really grumpy. And sometimes I swear he deliberately, like, the way he'd land, it was deliberately, like, he'd dig his heels in so that I fell off.
I mean, a lot of horses are assholes. They
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah, no, he has my sympathies now, but I was having my horse face, so...
He probably drank a whole bowl of whiskey.
drunk on the floor.
Yeah, Blackbird did strike me as the sort of horse that could develop a drinking problem.
Could learn how to drink and develop a drinking problem. Yeah, apparently, like for a long time in Hollywood, the only stunt horse riders you could get were women. Like it's a vastly like women-dominated field in comparison to like any other kind of stunt work, which was mostly men. Horse riding was like, no, you have to. There aren't enough. Because that's the thing with Lord of the Rings is nearly all of the horse riders in it are women dressed as men.
Yeah, they've all just got fake beards on.
Yeah, that's really funny. I don't know why that's like such a strange thing that happened, and I don't know why there are so many more.
I guess because horse girls are more of a thing.
that's true.
And,
you
like,
get,
that's a
like,
way
really
of
good at
making money
riding.
out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you're not going to be a jockey. Like, if you're really into horse riding and you're a man, you become a jockey.
That's true.
I don't
But,
know,
yeah.
I sound a bit jaded, but yeah, I reckon it's because the horse girls got to make that dollar.
Yeah,
Yeah, because horses are fucking expensive.
Darn expensive.
Especially all the whiskey.
the whiskey that they go through.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they start demanding better and better whiskey.
Yeah.
Starts off cheap. It's a dangerous habit. Do you know how hard it is to get them to stop?
Horse
This.
AA.
Horses-
Nay, nay.
Horses. Horses Anonymous. They just sit around and go, nay. Oh, man.
So we get to the sort of finale set piece where the Chinese with the gold arrive at this church to collect the princess.
They have been going on a ride.
Yeah,
they've been like a whole separate thing's been going on with them, with two idiots like riding. They catch a ride with two idiots essentially.
Yeah, who think they're Jewish?
Well, no, one of them thinks that they're Native American. And the other one goes, no, they're not Native American. They're obviously Jewish.
And they've lost their translator, so they can't speak any English.
And it cuts to them. And then when they catch a ride with them when they get off at the end, he turns at the driver turns around and goes shalom. And then they repeat it back. It's brilliant. It's really bizarre.
It's weird.
It was strange.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was fine. They had to get. Yeah, I guess it was fine to show us that they got there. I'd kind of forgotten by that point that was the plot.
Yeah.
So it was a useful reminder.
Yeah,
but yeah, they get the gold.
Yeah, they've got the gold. The princess doesn't want to go, and then Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson have infiltrated as monks into this church. Yeah. And the other Chinese are like, you'll like she has to come with us, and he's like, no, like. I'm not going to obey the rules of the East. We're in the West now.
Yeah, because
is his name Fung? I feel like it began with an F, but he's like trying to show Owen Wilson's like, oh, he'll always Jackie Chan will always obey the East.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jack, because he's like, he still wants to bow to the princess. They're still like the others are still bowing to her and that kind of thing. And
they read like the Emperor's decree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all kneel when like the Emperor's decree is read out.
Yeah, and then they burn the decree, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck this." And the marshal that's been trying to arrest them ends up here as well. And then there's a big gunfight in the church, like a mixture of gunfight and martial arts fighting.
Again, this is why the tuxedo is like awful, and why I was so angry about it because this is like the perfect scene of, and this happens a lot in Jackie Chan movies, which is Jackie Chan off doing complicated martial arts. And then funny comic relief intercut with a separate fight.
Yeah, because Owen Wilson's in a gunfight with the marshal.
Where they're just shooting each other behind pillars.
And missing all the time.
Yeah.
And then Owen Wilson ends up with one bullet left, and the marshal's like, oh yeah, I'll just use one bullet and it'll be fair. But he's just loading all of his bullets in.
Yeah. And yeah. Whilst Jackie Chan is having like this complicated fight with 5 people.
Yeah, and then he ends up going like chasing the princess up the tower to stop the main bad guy as well.
Yeah,
and they're like sort of end up in like the top of the church with the big bell. There's a bit where like Jackie's moving and these like planks are moving and he's grabbing onto them, and then he ends up upside down holding on, and the bad guy just stomps on his hands, and I was like, oh, like, I felt that.
How much better would the tuxedo have been if it had this kind of comedy fight scene?
Yeah. But
I mean, you're polishing a turd, though.
Yeah.
Really.
A turd can be polished. It can be less turd-like.
Yes, it can be, but I think the proverb does sort of imply what's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the bit where the marshal just like is shooting like hell at Owen Wilson, and every shot misses, and Owen Wilson just manages to shoot him, and he's like got loads of holes in his robes where the bullets have gone through.
Yeah,
that's a reference to another movie we've seen here.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't think it's a reference to Bulletproof Monk. I just wanted to say it.
It's not a reference to Bulletproof, mainly because I think Bulletproof Monk came out.
I thought you were referencing another movie.
Way after this.
Yeah.
Then and at the same time, you get the most horrific death in.
Oh yeah.
in like this comedy film.
Yeah.
You get just a horrific Clayton from Tarzan style.
Yeah,
death.
just the bad guy has the rope around his neck and Jackie kicks it and the church bell falls and he just rockets into
gets
yeah.
suffocated, gets hanged.
He is hungry.
Dan, we've been through this not too long ago. Like 10 minutes ago, Dan. But it's a really like graphic scene.
Yeah, it really is.
Really upsetting.
Then I don't really care for fight scenes that much. And I think by this point, I tuned out. I really don't remember that guy dying. I was just waiting for like the film to end, I think, at that point.
That's
Or
fair.
rather, I was waiting for the native girl to come and rescue them again.
Yeah, it does have a slight issue where, like, every time, like, when Jackie's fighting the main bad guy in the slave camp and then Owen Wilson comes, I thought that was going to be kind of where the finale happens, and then you end up with the church. And then as that's wrapping up and you think Owen Wilson's stolen the gold, but he hasn't, and then his old gang are outside, and I was like, are they really doing more? Like,
yeah, and then his old gang are outside, and they're mad, and then they're gonna bust them up, and then the native girl comes out and is like, she's got the whole tribe there.
And they actually just want him to rejoin the gang.
Then you get the end sequence where they're like sat above watching the train go by.
Yeah.
And they're good boys now.
They're lawmen, yeah.
I'm a lawman. And then he says, like, I have to go by my actual name. Wire up.
Yeah.
Which is, again, solid, like, closing gag. Yeah, then it's Jackie Chan style bloopers at the end, where it's mostly Jackie Chan just getting hurt. They must go through a lot of, like, bruise cover-up with Jackie Chan.
Oh, yeah, like, you can cover up bruises with foundation pretty easily, like, especially stage makeup.
Yeah, but they must go through a lot, because...
Well, yeah, it also gets slapped off him quite often.
Yeah.
That's the problem, and, like, having to then get that makeup off the other person's hand, or foot, or stick.
Yeah, that's why some of the effects when they punch is like, it looks like dust coming up. It's actually just foundation. Like, just poof.
I don't want to be fight scene nerd again, but...
No, I know. It's that's to sell impact, isn't it? Like,
yeah. To make the punch look like real.
Yeah.
You dip your hand in like chalk and something.
So it's like it's a bit like when you're playing pool and you put chalk on the end of it to make it look like you know what you're doing.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly it. So I don't want to ask 10 out of 10 question. I want to ask, does this film hold up? Because now when we've been talking about it, I don't know. Like, I liked it, but I understand that, like, it's clear that there are, like, incredible problems with, like, the representation.
You're being very generous, and I think your generosity stems from, you know, your nostalgia for the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I barely remembered any of this. Like, I know I've definitely seen it before, but yeah, I barely remembered it, and I had a really good time with it. Like, I know it's got its problems, but I did like it's shot really well for what's basically just an action comedy. It's like, yeah, like really well shot. Obviously, the choreography is great.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I had a good time watching it.
Yeah.
I'd never seen it before, so I didn't really know what to expect, because obviously, like, Jackie Chan's quality just varies so wildly.
Yep.
And I think the last one we watched was the Tuxedo, which none of us were particularly impressed by. So I was going in, I was just not sure. But also Owen Rob, he rubbed me up the wrong way. I just wish he'd sort out his fucking face, get a nose job. You make enough money. And yeah, it was fine. And the native girl was really hot. I'll give that to my husband. But I think there are better plots and there are better Jackie Chan films. Like, this is not the Jackie Chan hill to die on.
No, this is nowhere near his best film. This is one of his more, like, fun, entertaining films, but it is nowhere near his best film.
Yeah, it definitely, like, as well as the fight scenes and stuff, like, it did genuinely make me laugh quite a lot as well, with just the, like, obviously improv and stuff, but...
The fart gag in the bloopers as well did crease me up when they're and Owen Wilson farts. That was top notch toilet humor for me. I very much enjoyed that.
That definitely works better as the blooper and not if it was actually in the movie as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Again,
I love a genuine poop gag.
Yeah.
Gag.
They just told him to be funny.
Yeah.
And that's yeah, like, it has the vibe of they just had fun.
Yeah,
and they used every Western trope, and they really should have left some behind, I think is the best thing to say. Because some of them work really well, and they're, like, funny because it's a bit of a parody. Some of them, no one uses those tropes anymore for a goddamn reason. Stop using them.
Yeah, and maybe more sensitive depiction of Native Americans would have been nice.
Yeah, Well, that's kind of what I mean. Is that's one of the tropes is ferocious monster Native Americans. Don't use that trope.
Yeah, it's not a good trope. If you want good representation, I think it's good representation anyway. Watch Prey. It was fucking awesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's the
Yeah, the Predator. That's the first Predator movie I ever actually watched. I'd never seen any of the others before, and I watched that first, and it was awesome.
Okay.
Makes all the others look even worse.
Yeah, I mean it's a strange one. I mean we could probably do this on the pod, but I really like the one where it's like the urban
Concrete
like,
Jungle.
Predator. Is that Predator?
That's the second one. That is out of the now 4 that I've watched. That is by far the worst one. It was fucking awful. It was so bad.
That's the format of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But out of 10 for Shanghai Noon, what? Let's
give this 4 lines said by Lucy Liu.
Hey, that's way too many.
Possible, but it's not anywhere near. Like there's other. If I want to watch a Jackie Chan movie, this is not it.
That's fair. I know. I agree.
Oh,
don't agree with the score, but I agree with.
I was gonna say like that went down surprisingly well. I was about to cower.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, you are wrong about the score. You're right about it not being the ultimate Jackie Chan film.
Yeah.
And we will, in the future, get on to talking about. I will make you watch the good Jackie Chan films.
Yeah, that's the thing. Where I've not really seen any of like the really serious Jackie Chan films, I really enjoyed this. Like I'd definitely watch this again at some point. Like it's a good sort of just sort of mind-numbing action comedy. Like,
do you want to watch Shanghai Night?
Oh, definitely. Like, but I'll wait until we inevitably do it for this.
Have to.
Yeah.
It'll just be me and Dan on that one.
Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
This does mean we're all excited about a film.
If anyone that would like to guest on an episode about Shanghai Nights, let us know on the Discord. But I think I'd give this 8 whiskey bottles drunk by a horse.
By that one horse?
Yeah, one horse. That
Yeah,
horse
no wonder he fell over.
Yeah, absolutely wankered. But yeah, no, I really liked this. A lot more than I was expecting to be honest. But yeah, I think I just enjoy like sort of like some Western movies and just like the action comedy kind of side of things.
Yeah, I think I'll go with like 8, maybe 9 pissed shirts that bend bars. Again, nostalgia's carrying it, I imagine.
Oh, guys, do you want some good horse facts?
What is it about?
Is it that if they drink a bottle of whiskey, they'll die?
Well, I mean, horses die very easily, actually, but they don't get drunk easily.
That's why they need 8 bottles of whiskey.
Yeah, they've got really fast-acting and efficient livers.
That's good to know, but like, I don't plan on feeding a horse alcohol. If
So
it decides,
you can give them like someone on Practical Horse Maggot. The Practical Horseman says that they sometimes give their horse a beer after a ride.
Oh my god, the horse does not need that.
No.
The horse is not asking for the beer.
And it's like if your horse loves the taste of beer, add a bit to his water to encourage them to drink more.
In my head, it's not in my head. I know he's probably putting the beer in a bowl for the horse.
Yeah, a safe method to give your horse beer is to put it in a bucket.
Yeah, not just a cat. It's just shortening the cat.
Yeah, just chomping on the glass.
In my head, they were sat at a bar. Him, the horse. He ordered 2 beers and slid one over to the horse, and the horse went nay and just kind of swallowed the glass.
Well, I mean, I guess the horses that win the Grand National get a different kind of shot.
God, I think 8 out of 10. I think 8, 9 out of 10 for me. I think Helen is wrong about most of the things she said. She's right that this is not the best Jackie Chan film. That you are right of that. We agree on.
That's a fair
But
statement.
4 out of 10. Ugh. I'm gonna make you watch the good ones. We're gonna watch Rumble in the Bronx, and we're gonna watch Who Am I?
I think I've seen Who Am I as like a kind of, and by that I mean it was late, it was on TV, and I was like, I'm going to stay up and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he slides down the side of the building?
I think that's Who Am I?
Yeah. Anyway, before we go onto a tangent about every other Jackie Chan movie,
Yep.
I have been Dan.
I have been Michael.
I've been Helena. It would take between 170 and 260 44-milliliter glasses of whiskey to kill a horse.
Wow. So the film is medically accurate.
Yeah. Well,
it
the horse
survives.
might not be drunk after. I mean, yeah, the horse would probably be drunk after the one bottle of whiskey.
Also, like, it's old Western whiskey. That's like 90%. Like, that's strong stuff. That's
Yeah.
like, you got no...
You go blind, hairs off your
tongue.
chest, kind of.
Yeah. Got no taste buds left after drinking that. Kind of strong.
Well, you can find this podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Hilton Pod. That's at HILTM Pod. We're on Discord as well, which there is a link to in the show notes. You can let us know how much alcohol you give to your horses. And we also have a Patreon, so you can support the show. And Michael, what are we doing for the Patreon this week?
I'll pay the Patreon money, your money that you lovingly give to us. I like to think it's all lovingly given. One person probably sends it with hate and spite in their heart.
Hi, Mum.
Oh, fuck.